with the latest draw from both Man City and Arsenal, I think it's fair to say that Arsenal and Man City are out of the title race, bar a Liverpool collapse in the second half of the season. So tell me down below if you agree or disagree with that, but I think the title race this season, or at least in the second half of the season, will almost certainly come down to Liverpool, how much they bottle it. It doesn't matter what Chelsea do, Arsenal do, Man City do. It matters what Liverpool does now. If Liverpool keeps playing well, they're winning the title. And like it doesn't matter if Chelsea beats them anymore. It doesn't matter if Chelsea is third, second half of the season. It's just too big of a lead to bottle it, in my opinion. If I actually look at it, like Liverpool, they have a game in hand. We assume over here that games in hand are won. So if they win their game in hand, that puts them on 38 points. That's 7 ahead of Chelsea. Now, okay, what game do they have left to play until the halfway point of the season? Well, if I look at the games and they're over here, I say that both sides win all of their games. Liverpool has a very easy fixture run with Tottenham, who is incredibly beatable by anyone except Man City, Leicester City and West Ham. I mean, these are incredibly easy games right now. Fulham is their most difficult fixture. For Chelsea, I mean, Brentford can be a stumbling block. They've got a striker, Igor Thiago, Brentford. He's fresh back from injury, so he'll need some time to get adjusted to the Premier League. But I tell you, that guy is a bad boy striker. And if you're a Chelsea fan, you're lucky that he's only fresh back from injury, because you don't want this guy to be playing. You don't want to play against him when he's fully fit. I'll tell you what, a fully fit Igor Thiago at the Etihad, he probably scores a brace, Ivan Toney style. But for Chelsea, I mean, Ipswich Town is going to be easy, let's be honest, but Fulham is a derby for them. Everton away can be a stumbling block, like they're really stubborn defensive, so you might fall there. I think there's a high chance of Chelsea dropping points, but I don't think they will. So then we go into the second half of the season, and I'm sorry to say if it's boring or anything, but Liverpool is just going to keep winning. What do we expect Chelsea to do here exactly? What players do they have, other than Cole Palmer, that are really, brilliant? And Cole Palmer likes to disappear in big moments. For Liverpool, and I don't like gassing Liverpool, by the way, but for Liverpool, you look at their squad right now. New manager, first of all, Arne Slot absolutely takes them to the moon, but their new squad, or well, not really a new squad, most of them are the same players. They made like one signing, I believe. Gravenberg has been not excellent. Let's not overstate it. He's not been excellent, but he's been good enough. I feel like that's the thing that we've got with most of these Liverpool players. They've not been excellent, but they've been good enough. And if they're good enough, you win the title. Some people think that to win titles, you need this excellent squad. Every player, every individual player is unreal. No, sometimes you just need good enough. And I think that's what Liverpool has at the moment. Man City doesn't have it. Chelsea doesn't have it on the bench, I believe. Whereas Liverpool does. If you look at the Liverpool bench, I mean, it's just way more stacked. I'm just saying. Who does Chelsea have coming off the bench? I literally don't know. That's how shit their squad is. Meanwhile, Liverpool, their link is a Bosley, Trent. Sometimes Trent starts, sometimes he's on the bench. Against Newcastle, he was on the bench, I believe. They can bring Trent off from the bench. If Trent starts, then they can bring Gomez or Kwanzaa off the bench. That's already a good defender. They can have McAllister start, or Gravenberg, or Bosley, and whoever doesn't start of those three can come off the bench. And I don't rate Bosley. Everyone knows that. I don't rate Bosley. But I mean, Bosley is better to bring off the bench than, I don't know, who does Man City have right now? McAtee? Come on, that levels to it, isn't it? And for the attack, well, they can bring Luis Diaz off the bench, and that is what they did against Newcastle. Like I'm just saying, these are way better lineups that they have, way better bench and depth. They have Harvey Elliott, who's usually on the bench. Their depth is just way better. Just way better. And I genuinely don't know how Chelsea matches that. And I don't think they do. Like, are we gonna say that Chelsea has the same quality of the bench with João Felix and Nkunku? But the Wake sometimes he starts, sometimes he's off the bench. Like, is that the same level of depth? I'm sorry, I don't think so. I think that it's just way far behind. So, when we're going to go through the full season, the only stumbling block is if Liverpool tries to go in all competitions, and then they just get tired, and then they start dropping points. That's the only way I see Liverpool really stumbling. I think that Chelsea might go full in for the FA Cup and Conference League in order to get some silverware if they're too far behind anyways. And then they'll start dropping points again. Because I think they'll be happy with top 4. As long as they win the FA Cup or the Conference League or the both, they'll be happy. Like, you've got to realize, yeah, Chelsea win 2 trophies this season, FA Cup, Conference League. They level Arsenal on trophy cabinets, on total major trophies won. So Chelsea right now is probably looking at winning one of those 2 competitions, more than the league title. Because again, it's not realistic for them to win the league title, I think. They just don't have the depth. I don't rate any of Chelsea's bench players. And Liverpool just is not going to bottle it, I think. Is it a bottle job if they drop it from here, though? Like, they still have a game to play against Chelsea. If they lose that, they're only 4 points ahead. Is it a bottle job to drop it from here? Depends on how they do it, right? If they do it like Arsenal did it in 23, where they're on top until they play Liverpool at Anfield, they get a draw after bottling the game, then they bottle a game against against West Ham, then against, who was it, Southampton, then it's a bottle job, right? Then it's a bottle job. But if Chelsea just drop it from here because they get a draw too many or something, not Chelsea, Liverpool, then I don't think that's a bottle job either. Like, a lot of people are trying to put this pressure on Liverpool, like, you should win the league title now, it's all yours for the winning. It is, it absolutely is. But let's not pretend that this is like the same kind of bottle job like Arsenal did in the treble season. And let's talk about Arsenal, how tragic it is for Arsenal. They did everything in the past 2 seasons to try to get that league title, and they fell short both times. They were almost superb. Almost. And they were that little bit short. And then, when Man City actually drops off, should not ever have dropped off, but that's not the point. Man City does drop off. Shouldn't, but has. What does Arsenal do? Where are Arsenal on the league table? Only 2 points ahead of Man City. Well, that's glorious, isn't it? That's glorious. When Man City has the absolute drop-off, they're only 2 points ahead of Man City. This was the season, I think, that Arsenal could have really gone up there and won the league title. I think they're out. I think Man City, Arsenal, both out of it. The players from both teams are shit, tired, or blatantly washed. The managers on both sides are shitting the bed right now. Arteta doesn't know what he's doing. Pep Guardiola doesn't know what he's doing. Both managers are terrible right now. They're getting shown absolute levels by Maresca and Slot. So what do I think that's going to happen with the title race? I think Man City is going to get still the points where they can. I think the Man Derby, Man City will win, because Ruben Amorim is going to need a bit more time to figure out that Man United team, I think. Aston Villa is not so good, so I think that might be a draw. Then Everton, I honestly can't predict for you what's going to happen there. Leicester City, I think Man City wins. And then Man City then go into January, get their signings, and they'll be top 4. Comfortably top 4. And focus on the FA Cup and Champions League. I think that's what's going to be happening for Man City. I don't know what Arsenal's game plan is here. Do you throw away the league, focus on the FA Cup, on the Carabao Cup that you're still in, I believe, on the Champions League, I think that's more wise. I think it's more wise to try to get a trophy over the line and get top 4, like those two. Trophy and top 4. Top 4 itself is not a trophy, by the way, because players who come to a big club, they go to win trophies and they go to play Champions League. Those two reasons. So they need to see, am I going to play Champions League and are you winning trophies? If the answer to both questions is yes, you'll be able to attract bigger name players. But if Arsenal just sinks back, and let's say they get top 4, let's say they finish 3rd, and Man City finishes 4th, and Man City wins the Champions League, who's gonna want to come to Arsenal if Arsenal doesn't win any trophies? I mean, everyone's gonna think, well, City, they had their worst season in a long time. Now they're sacking half of the squad, that was shit for them. And they're gonna bring in new players in the summer. I could go there and I have a big chance of winning the Premier League. Or you look at Arsenal and you think, these guys never win anything. Why should I go there? And that is something that fans don't like hearing, by the way. But you've got to put yourself in the shoes of the players. Like, stop thinking about it as a fan of like, oh, it's so great, it's beautiful football, blah blah blah. Players don't care. Like I'm sorry. Players don't care. So Arsenal is gonna have to fix up by winning trophies, or a lot of players are gonna leave as well. William Saliba, why would he stay? Like he's got no loyalty to the club. Like William Saliba, he can go to Real Madrid probably. Real Madrid, let's imagine Real Madrid probably win the league title in La Liga, because Barca is not as good as people think actually. They just play way too explosively. They're already tired and it's only December. And their players are already dead. So Real Madrid probably winning La Liga. Then what do you do as Saliba? Do you stay at Arsenal? Do you go to Real Madrid? Better chance of Champions League, better chance of a league title, better chance at individual accolades, or do you stay at Arsenal? Like, that's the brutal truth of it, isn't it? That's the brutal truth of it. That's why Man City, by the way, needs to keep winning league titles and needs to keep winning Champions Leagues. And we're gonna have gone through that 115 verdict here at the end of the month, I believe. I think it's end of December, start of January somewhere. So we're assuming Man City gets innocent here, of course, because we don't know what happens if it's guilty. So we're just gonna assume it's not guilty. So Man City is not gonna have 115 over their heads anymore. And again, if they win a trophy, they've proven that they can win trophies. These players are gonna be more excited to play for that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Half of this video is the even title race. It's about Arsenal and Man City. How on point from me. Liverpool is winning the title, so I don't think title race is very interesting to talk about right now. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell me down below if you agree, disagree with anything I've said. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.